Good afternoon and welcome to the BBC News at 1. David Cameron says he's deeply concerned about claims that the police wanted to smear the family of the murdered black teenager Stephen Lawrence. The Home Secretary will make an urgent statement in the House of Commons this afternoon following allegations by a former undercover police officer, Peter Francis, who said he spied on the family for 4 years. Scotland Yard has refused to confirm or deny the reports, but a spokesman said the Metropolitan Police shared the Lawrence family's concerns. Here's our Home Affairs correspondent, Tom Simons.
Stephen Lawrence's brother in 1993, laying a wreath in the road where the teenager was stabbed in a racist murder. 20 years later, his mother's described the claim that a police officer was trying to smear the family as a disclosure that tops anything that's happened since. Sir Paul Condon was the Metropolitan Police Commissioner at the time. Today, he denied any knowledge of a covert operation against the Lawrences.
I can say categorically that at no time during my time as Commissioner did I authorise or condone or was aware of the sort of smear operation that's been described in The Guardian. I don't know if it's true or not, but I can certainly say that from a senior level, as far as I'm concerned, there was no such operation.
Peter Francis was an undercover officer, and some in the groups he infiltrated remember him, but questions remain.
Who authorised it, if it is true? Who knew about it? How senior did this go? Did senior figures know about this going on? Why was it going on? And how far did it go? In other words, who was placed under surveillance? Why? What was being done? And what were they trying to achieve by it?
We need an immediate investigation into these allegations, and it may need to be an investigation of a higher order, more forensic than the investigation that Operation Hearn is carrying out.
Since the covert activities of this former officer, Mark Kennedy, came to light, Operation Hearn, overseen by Derbyshire's Chief Constable, has been investigating the role of undercover policing. The claim that covert operations were used during the febrile period following the Lawrence murder has raised pressure on politicians to act. The Home Secretary will make a statement later. It's also dredged up old memories of Peter Francis from former activists.
He was trying to get us and asking us to do things that we didn't want to do. We were a peaceful protest group. We were able to sideline some of the things that he was suggesting in our meetings, and we dealt with him through our democratic structures.
It's another controversy on top of so many before it that have resulted from the death of this young man. Tom Simons, BBC News.
Well, let's speak now to our political correspondent Norman Smith, who joins us from Westminster. As we're hearing a statement by the Home Secretary Theresa May to MPs this afternoon, Norman, what are we expecting?
Sian, my expectation is that the Home Secretary will tell MPs that because these allegations are so serious, because they strike at the very integrity of the police, they cannot simply be left hanging in the air, and there needs to be a fresh inquiry, and one that commands the confidence not just of the public but also of the Lawrence family. And to that end, I understand this inquiry will not be left up to the police themselves to conduct. The police will not be investigating the police, even though there is a convenient, if you like, ongoing police inquiry that could have been used that is investigating the work of undercover officers. Instead, this inquiry will be handed to a QC by the name of Mark Ellison, who's currently investigating police corruption. Now, what's significant about Mr. Ellison is that he is the QC who led the prosecution that secured the conviction of 2 of the original 5 Lawrence suspects, and therefore his involvement would command the confidence of the Lawrence family. And his remit will be not to simply establish whether there was a smear campaign, who ordered it, how high up it went, the police chain of command, why the Macpherson inquiry team were kept in the dark, why the politicians, it seems, were kept in the dark, but also to answer the question the public probably want answered, namely, could what is alleged to have happened 20 years ago still happen in the police today?
Norman, thank you. Norman Smith at Westminster.